let's talk about reviews and review velocity. And I got my Packers jersey on. It's draft day, so rocking the colors. So let's talk about reviews and review velocity, because I don't think a lot of people talk about velocity of reviews as much as they talk about reviews. So reviews are obviously important to your business. The number of reviews is going to play a factor in where you rank on Google. But review velocity is also a factor that's going to play into where you rank on Google. And so I think review velocity not only, I think that weight gives new businesses or businesses who are taking their Google business profile seriously right now an advantage over people who aren't. And so I think it's a great metric and one that you should be including. So number of reviews is obvious. Review velocity, though, is usually based on monthly, and it's going to matter. The closest month is going to matter. So how do we calculate review velocity? Let's jump over here to this article I just put up. Basically, review velocity, I think the best way to calculate it is to take 3 months and look at your competitors, your top 3 competitors, and go back through the last 3 months. How many reviews did they get each of those months? So I did this for my business to kind of get an idea. Every niche, every business is going to be different, obviously. But what you'll want to do is go through and say, okay, this month they got how many? Last month they got how many? And then 3 months ago, how many did they get? And then, add those up, divide it by 3, and you'll get your velocity per month. So for me, 1 seems to be the standard. I have one standout here that was getting 2.3. So for me, 2 a month is probably pretty good. 3 is going to be really good, right? That's going to give me a higher review velocity compared to my competitors. So with this number, you want to get the number and then you want to beat it, right? That's your ultimate goal. You want to go above that. And I would go above it. You probably want to try to be 10 to 20% above that, right? So if there's a lot of reviews in your industry, if people are getting 10 reviews, you might want to get 12, right? So I think it's going to vary. I'm not like the best, SEO isn't the best place to do this, right? Because 1 review a month, right? That's what a lot of people are getting. So at least locally. And I think, you could actually, that does make me think you really could go out and try to figure out in bigger cities and other cities, what do those look like? And even try to find whoever's doing the best, right? So now we have to look at the negative impacts. So if you go too hard, there definitely can be some negative impacts. What too hard is, I think, is up for debate. And it might be relevant to your industry. Although I would say if they're real reviews from real customers, I don't know. I would be interested if I could get 10 reviews a month. Part of me says, what's Google going to do about that? Why would they think that is negative as long as they're real? But that being said, I think more focused to the velocity, I think a better way to posit this is that if you have 50 people who could give you reviews, you don't want to go get all those at once. It's better to spread those over and try to keep a velocity that you can maintain, right? So if I go out and get 20 reviews tomorrow, but then 0 for the next year, then I'm going to get a spike. That spike may or may not hurt me, but at least if it does help me, it's only going to help me in that short term. And then my velocity is going to drop again. So I think it's better to take those reviews, put them into your mix of the reviews that you can get, and let yourself get a good velocity and try to focus on that velocity or just being consistent for a long period of time. And you're going to see better results from that because you're going to get results for a longer period of time, right? I would rather get really good results for a year than amazing results for a month. So that's review velocity. Calculate your review velocity. Look at your competitors in your local area. That's a good number to go off of. And yeah, then just make a goal to get that number of reviews and do whatever you have to do to get those reviews. And over time, that is going to be a huge factor in you outranking in your local area. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.